lower body, we got to get your warm up going for your lower body because we only warmed up the upper body earlier. So you can always do this warm up before you go on a walk or a run, just to loosen a few muscles up. So let's start with some kick across. This is really good to stretch out those glutes. Please keep that back nice and tall. Shoulders over hips, abs pulled into your spine. Good, good, good. Here's 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to do a heel tap. Heel tap. So this stretches through the TFL area. And that area can get extremely tight if you're a walker or a runner. So by stretching through here, it'll help just a little bit. Good, or at least warming up. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we gotta get some quads. So pulling that leg back, you're gonna get a nice stretch through those quadriceps, abs nice and tight, back tall still here. We don't want to be bending at the waist at all. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we get to kick it out like the can. Hey, we just need some tunes to kick to. So now you're stretching out through that hamstring. Okay, warming up through your hip flexors. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Going wide with those feet, toes turned out just slightly. And what you're going to do is go just lean to one side, come back to center, lean to the other. So now you're getting a nice stretch in those inner thighs. Should feel good. Try to keep that chest tall so we're not bending at the waist. Okay, we're just keeping that chest nice and tall. Should feel really good through that abductor. Here's one more, other side. Good. Right. So we need to also stretch your lower back just a little bit because it works when you're doing your lower body. So if you can do a floor sweep without pain, please do. So you'll sweep that floor. If it hurts to sweep the floor, then brace your hands on your knees and then just stick those hips out like a cat-cow. So you can stretch your lower back a little bit that way if it hurts to sweep the floor. Perfect. Okay. Guys ready? Feel warm? Great. Good answer. You're like, we can't answer you. We're muted. Okay. Oh man, sometimes I'm so funny. We're gonna start with some squats. Dumbbells, if you want. You don't have to use dumbbells. Dumbbells just will make it way harder. All right. Actually, you know what? I want to do this really fast. Your squat form your shoulders should never go past your knees when you squat. Okay, so we're not squatting like this where our shoulders are past our knees. Your back needs to be tall and those hips down. So if you squat like this, then you're working your lower back and you're not working your quads. So what I want you to do, just try a squat really fast and notice your posture. So if your chest falls forward, then what I want you to do is grab a chair and let me turn it this way, because when you have a chair behind you, then you can really rely on the chair for proper form, which is way more important than doing it without it. So when you have a chair, your shoulders are able to stay tall, all right? And then you're working the right muscles. You're not putting strain in your lower back, okay? So if you need a chair, please use it. There's no shame in using a chair. It's better to activate the right muscles than to use the wrong muscles. So if you're just doing those couple of squats, you're like, oh my goodness, I feel my quads. Please don't use weights. If you're like, oh, that's a piece of cake, let's bring on the hard stuff, then grab your dumbbells. Leave it up to you. Feet shoulder width apart, toes turned out just a tiny little bit. Weight in the middle of your foot or moving to the heel. You never want to squat with weights into your toes, with your body weight into your toes. All right. So all we're going to do is just let those weights hang here by our sides. We're just going to squat. Abs nice and tight. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Great. Keep going. Shoulders tall. Side view. Good. Awesome. So you should start feeling those quads working. Maybe a little bit of glute too. Exhale when you stand up. Good. Can we do 10 more? Good answer. You're all still moving. 8. Abs tight. 7. Brace your core. Like someone's going to tickle you. That'll help you with your form. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good job. Okay. Now, we're going to do this. This is going to help you forever. And I'll just say you're welcome right now. Lunges. I know they can hurt your knees. So this is going to be very challenging. So what I want you to try, and if you need a chair or a table to hold on to, please do, all right? But what we're going to do, you're going to drop down on that back knee, dig that toe in, and you're going to stand up. Now, if you're like, if your lunge looks like this, okay, what I want you to do is start from the top and then just go down as low as you can to maintain shoulders over hips. Why am I torturing you like this? Just so you know, this morning we're doing it this way is because what happens if you fall, because there's a rug in the way at home and you need to get up and it hurts. If you can start doing these even just once a week, from starting on the ground if you can. If you have a knee replacement, then I get it. You don't have to do it. But go as deep as you can, because if you can start working that whole muscle, that whole leg as it was intended to work, the full range of motion, then in the case that you're at a park and you fall, you know you're going to be able to get up. It's going to be great for your mind to realize I can do this because I was practicing it already. All right. So we're just going to shoot for 5 right now. So if you can kneel, you haven't had a knee replacement, please do. We're just going to do 5. I know this is really hard. If it hurts your knees, then start here, lunge back, and then go down as low as you can. Okay. So if you need to just lunge back, go down as low as you can, and then stand back up, please do. We're just going to do 1 more. Good. So that really should have worked. That leg that wasn't moving. All right, now we're going to move to that other side. I promise I'm not trying to be mean, guys. I promise. I'm just trying to help you later on, all right? So if you can plant that knee, please do. All we're going to do is stand up. If your form is not so great, then you'll start at a standing position, step back, go as low as you can, and then stand up. If it hurts your knee, then just go as low as you can. It should not be causing pain. All right, we're just going to do 2 more here. Good job. Good job. Great. So that's going to force you to work glutes and quads. We just did 5. If you can get up to 10 or 15, even better. All right. We just worked quads. Let's get some hamstrings. So hopefully your band is long enough to do this. You're going to stand both feet on that hamstring. Hopefully your band, so you're going to pull it around so that it's behind your back. Okay. Hopefully you guys can do that. Hopefully your bands will do this for you. We're going to do a deadlift. Great. Abs nice and tight. So you're going to squeeze those glutes. Slight bend in your knees. And you're just going to stick your hips out and then come back to a standing position. So stick those hips out and then come back to standing position. So this is going to add resistance in the back of that leg. If this hurts your lower back, then you don't have to use the band. You can drop the band and just brace your hands on your knees so that it'll help support your lower back. But if you can do it with a little bit of resistance, that'd be great. This is a deadlift. You can also do it with dumbbells. The reason I'm using a band is it helps you maintain a better form. Good. Abs tight. Inhale. Exhale when you stand up. Inhale. Exhale. You should be feeling a nice stretch in the back of your knee. Not behind your knee, sorry, but in the back of your leg. Let's do 5. Good. Shoulders. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. 3, weight in your heel or midline of your foot. 1 more here. So you should, nice stretch in those hamstrings, and done. Good. Now we got to get hamstrings again. This is going to help you work your balance. We're going to do a single leg airplane or a single leg Romanian deadlift. However you want to look at it. If you need to hold on to something, please do. But you're just going to take your leg behind you and then stand back up. So if you want your hands out for balance, pull that belly button into your spine. We're going to do 10 one leg and then switch and do 10 on the other. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Weight in the midline or heel. You don't want to be coming up on your toe. You have 5 more of these. 5. If you want to challenge your balance, you can cross your hands at your chest. 4. It really works your core. 3, should not be lower back pain. If there's lower back pain, hold on to something. 2, to help you stabilize. And 1. Good. So you should have felt nice, some good stretch, some work here in that standing leg. Okay. Other side. Here we go. Slight bend in your standing knee. Abs nice and tight. Pretend you want a straight line from your head to your heel. Great. 4. 5. Keep that slight bend in the knee. Halfway done. 7. Good. 8. Helping that balance. It's always good for that balance, right? 9. And 10. Woohoo! Good job, guys. Okay, we just worked 2 major muscle groups here. We do need to get your your glutes. So we're going to the floor for this one. No weight, no band, nothing like that is needed. We're just going to do a bridge for right now. So plant those feet, shoulder width apart. We're going to do a pelvic tilt. Drive your lower back into the floor, belly button into your spine. From there, all you're going to do is lift your hips. Okay, so I don't want your knees in line with your shoulders. I used to say that, not anymore, because then it starts working through the lower back and not your glutes. So all I want you to do is just lift those hips as high as you can while maintaining that pelvic tilt in the air. And we're just going to hold here for another 15 seconds. Driving the weight through your heels or midline of the foot. We're not pushing through your toes. And here's 5. You should be feeling your glutes working right now. 3, 2, and done. Good. Relax that down. We're going to do that one more time because bridges are really good for the lower back as well as your glutes. So take pelvic tilt, drive that back into the floor, belly button into your spine, and lift. We're going to do a 30-second hold here. The rest, so driving through your heels, not your toes, or at least trying to push your arch into the floor. Should not be feeling anything in your lower back This is all glutes. Oh yeah. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, and done. Good. Relax that down. Woohoo! Hopefully it was burning. So now we're going to do some clam shells. So we're going to roll on your side. Okay. And I'm going to change this just so it's easier to see. There we go. Okay, so you're on your side. Your head's totally relaxed. Hips are stacked. Knees are stacked. Feet are stacked. Okay. So you're going to squeeze that top glute. So squeeze it like someone's going to come up and smack you, and you want to feel as tight as you can make it so they think you got some tight buns there. Squeeze that glute, and now we're going to lift and lower. Barely tap that knee and then take it right back up. Okay, so keeping that squeeze in the glute. Good. Why is this important? Because this muscle rarely works. And if all the glutes aren't working properly, then it can lead to lower back pain because the glutes are integral for your lower back. So it's always good to do this. Should start feeling a little bit of burn now. It's not about trying to take the knee all the way over here because then you lose the hip stack. You got to keep that hip stack, right? Let's do 4. Hopefully it's burning. 3. Oh, 2. And I have a good story for you on the next one. And 1. Good. Woo-hoo. Hey, let's switch sides. All right. We're gonna hip stack, so your knees are slightly in front. You don't want your knees way back here. Bring those knees in front. Hip stack, knee stack, feet stack. Squeeze that glute like someone's gonna come up and smack you. And here we go. We're gonna lift and lower. Just tap and then lift and lower. Barely tap that knee so that you don't lose a contraction in the glute. So here's a funny story for you guys. I was training a client at Valley one time, and I was like, hey, you should keep doing this exercise because then you'll get, buns of steel. And so he looks at me. He's like, Ashley, I don't want buns of steel because then I'll get rust in my shorts. I'm like, fine, you can have buns of titanium. How's about that? Here's 3, I think, make the 15, 2, and 1. Good. Ooh, those glutes are worked. Okay, so I know that we have inner thighs that we haven't worked yet, but I'm not going to work those today because normally the inner thighs, if they're too tight, they can cause lower back pain. So I don't want to even worry about those, not knowing where your fitness level is. If you do want some inner thigh exercises, I can show you, but I don't really recommend working them because they're already usually over tight